Wes here, and I'm going to help you with aquascaping. Aquascaping refers to decorating your tank with plants, substrate, and ornaments. Um, I am lacking some plants. Usually you would want plants a little bit thicker than this. Around the sides, in the back, is typically what people do to leave area in the middle for swimming room. With your substrate, your gravel or sand, you usually want to go higher in the back and then sloping lower down the front. Make your tank look a little more open and big. My plants aren't quite thick enough, so my fish kind of stay down a little bit lower to get the privacy they need. But these plants, they're a little bit too tall, but that's good because then it goes over and covers the surface of the water a bit, and that's good for species like gouramis. I know for sure that like a little bit of floating plants to dim the lighting a bit. But in gouramis specifically, you need to leave air pockets so they can go and gulp a bit of air, as they have the labyrinth body part that helps them breathe from the water's surface, along with oxygen in the water. So that's aquascaping. If you're going to use driftwood, you want to boil it several times, replacing the water about every 2 hours, an hour and a half to 2 hours, to get rid of the brown water from the tannins that leach out of the wood. If your driftwood's too big, you can pour boiling water over them repeatedly. And then species like Corydora, there's an albino one right there, you can't see him, but Corydoras are sensitive to low pH. Driftwood will typically lower the pH in your tank, so you want to make sure you see the recommended pH level for your fish. I use Aquatic Community for a lot of my fish research, or even Yahoo Answers, asking people online, or other fish forums. They're also useful. With rocks, if you're using lake rocks or like pond rocks or any rocks you would find along a stream or on a road or anything, you would want to boil them also. That's a bit risky though, because rocks, if they have air pockets or water pockets, the air or the water can heat up and cause the rock to have a mild explosion, and sometimes it can be very dangerous. So otherwise, you can pour boiling water over them repeatedly like you can driftwood. If you're going to glue anything in your tank, if you want to glue rocks together to make an arch, for example, always stick with super glue. It's one of the safest, commonly available adhesives you can use. Otherwise, you can get an aquarium-safe silicone, which is a little more expensive, harder to find at your Walmart or Target, where you could get super glue. But otherwise, driftwood, make sure you boil it. Also, if you're going to use slate to stack in your tank, you want to boil that also, or pour boiling water over it. Pavers, bricks are kind of sketchy, because since they are a compressed stone, sometimes it can contain limestone, so you want to do a vinegar test on that. Pour a little bit of vinegar on it, and if it bubbles, that means that it contains limestone, and that will dissolve in your water. So I would steer away from pavers or bricks, even though that might be a new idea, cool idea you might have. Whether to do live plants or artificial plants like I have. Live plants take a different kind of substrate, some fertilizers. Some plants can live in just plain sand or gravel and water, but they don't turn out as well. Also, they can alter the water quality, but they do help you with eating toxins in the water, so that's another research you could do. I'm not quite experienced in planted tanks, so I'm not going to be able to help you out with that information. But artificial plants I get mine from Walmart. They're pretty cheap. Like at PetSmart or Petco, you could get 4 for $11. At Walmart, you could get 3 for like 6 or 7. It's a pretty good deal. Other than that, that's my opinion on aquascaping. Comment, subscribe, message me if you have any questions, and rate. So that's it for this one. I'll see you next time.